think, you know, when you go back to school, or even as on an ongoing basis, how are you communicating with the children, and how have you been inspired by how the children have dealt with this this tricky period?
Yeah, well, famously, children are amazingly resilient, and all these years later, they still take my breath away at just how quickly they adapt. We have noticed when the children have come back to school after these sometimes months-long layoffs from school, that they do find it difficult to interact with each other as they used to, because they're just not used to having other children around them. They're used to being in their apartment with maybe one or two brothers or sisters, and that's it. Um, and we were prepared pastorally to support children once we became aware after the first lockdown that this could be an issue. But you know what? By day 3, we're back to normal again. And their normal interaction just seems to or their normal ability to interact with each other seemed to reassert itself far quicker than we had anticipated. I mean, to answer the first part of your question, the children themselves shouldn't be just a victim to whom all this is happening to. They need to be active participants in developing their characters and their relationships. And one of the first things we do as the school started, and we do at the beginning of each year, is we look at our school code. And our school code, which is stuck up on very nice smart posters all over the school, was written by our children. And it was argued over, and it was brought into assembly. It's rather like going through the two houses in the United States government or going through the two houses in the British government. It came back to assembly 2 or 3 times, and then went back to the classes for them to rewrite the 10 or 12 points. I've got one, actually I won't reach across, but I've got one on the pinboard in my office here. A code of conduct that children expect each other to live by and will hold each other to account over. And it's written by them and published by them, and it's everywhere. And that's the starting point. Children need to be involved in their own character development. And if you use that as a foundation to all the other schools' activities, no matter how difficult your year's been, and this has been an extraordinary year, of course it has, but there'll be challenges. I know I've worked in a school that burnt down. I've worked in a school that got flooded. I've worked in schools where there have been immense tragedies of sudden and unexpected loss of life. You know, life happens all the time. Sometimes it's exciting, sometimes it's just downright tragic, but that's life. And children respond magnificently every time and always take your breath away. But we have to include them in, and rather than we do it to them, if that makes sense.